And before we move on, how did you find life inside the bubble?
I liked it.
We all actually had a really lovely time.
Really fun, lovely
And,
time.
But they thought the house was haunted.
It was haunted. It was
haunted.
It was absolutely without question haunted.
So how did
Tell
this
them about
manifest
the
itself?
shower,
Tell
Katie.
them about the shower.
There was a bathroom. It was quite a big house. There was a lot of bedrooms and a lot of bathrooms. It was very luxurious. And when we arrived, there were towels on the beds, and I picked up the towels and I took them into the bathroom and put them next to the sink. And I went back to my room and I had a little sleep for half an hour. And I woke up and I went into the bathroom and somebody had had a shower, and there was all water in the bottom of the thing, and all the towels were all messed up everywhere. And nobody else in the house had had a shower.
So the ghost had had a shower.
Had had a shower. But that was only one thing.
As evidence, when the shower was on, there was a large white sheet on the coat peg outside.
It does make sense because we
only one
discover,
thing.
having quizzed the housekeeper, who, when...
The strange old housekeeper.
We had a very big dog with us that kept going...
A lot of creaking and bumping.
The shower thing does make sense because we discover that the ghost has been seen in the far sitting room, which is the oldest part
Lighting
of
a
it.
fire.
Lighting a fire. He was the the previous owner.
Yeah.
And he said to the housekeeper, I think you've done a good job here with the renovations.
Yeah.
This is the most mundane... This is a ghost who lays the fire, showers, and compliments people on their interior decoration.
All the
Is
things he
there a
could have
chance?
told us. Is there a God? Is there a hell? Oh, I like what you've done here.
Yes, well, anyway, I'm sorry it was so terrifying, but next we move on to tabloid news, which, of course, means in this round all the stories are made up.
Yeah.
But of these three supposed tabloid stories, two of them have been made up by us, and one, well, let's just say it was in a tabloid newspaper. So, here's story A. Potter Gold. J.K. Rowling, the author, is to set up a sort of bank in Scotland to sort of give loans to small businesses, to help them through the credit crunch.
So that's different to sort of setting up a fund. She's actually going to set up a sort of fully working commercial bank.
I don't know how the scheme is going
And
to
will
work.
the banknotes have her face on them? And things like that?
No.
Is that an audio book she's got? She's listening to it quite intently.
Let's have a look at story B. This is that the manufacturers of Monopoly to bring out a credit crunch-themed Monopoly set called Crunchopoly.
See, I'd have gone for Mono Crunch, personally.
Mono Crunch would be the name of a very dangerous monorail.
I believe this because they've got all those. You can design your own Monopoly boards, can't you?
Do what you like, yeah.
So if they do that and they've promoted that recently, why not Crunchopoly?
Wouldn't it be regarded as slightly bad taste to make a laugh-a-minute board game about people losing their jobs and homes?
Have you ever played Monopoly? It's nowhere near a laugh a minute. What it is, I'd say, on average, is a massive screaming fit and family fallout per 3 hours.
It's what happens in Crunchopoly that you start with a full complement of houses and hotels, and then gradually you have to take them off as you go along. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm sure they have, appropriately depressing little counters rather than the top hat or the iron. It would be, like an empty whiskey bottle or a puddle of sick.
Yeah.
Well, let's... Before you get too excited about Crunchopoly, let's have a look at story C. Hands up who made that Nazi smell. This is the story that apparently...
Is he wafting it away on that picture?
This is the story that, in a report that was discovered in an old spy's attic.
Well, that's very convincing already.
No, they were saying that he...
They were saying, were they? Yeah.
Don't Paxman me. They were saying that he was terribly flatulent at mealtimes.
Surely you get the wind post-meal, not during.
Well, maybe he got the wind from the previous meal. Maybe it was a nightmare the way his meals were timed. But it was just, I must get some meal times to be half an hour further apart.
Yeah.
I have other things to sort out
I
first.
can't believe that's your German accent.
He was German, yeah?
Just how wrong.
So I'm sorry if I'm being offensive about Hitler. don't want to hurt the feelings of the Hitler family. So, before you vote, just to recap, the stories are A, Potter Gold, the J.K. Rowling setting up a bank, B, Crunchopoly, the Credit Crunch-themed monopoly, or C, Hitler was flatulent. So, which is the real story? Please vote A, B, or C now. Well, in that, right, Katie and Frank have both gone for B, Crunchopoly, which Miranda was saying she thought was terribly plausible only a few minutes ago. And yet...
Influenced by you.
Yeah, what does she vote for but Hitler's farts? Which turns out to be true. Yeah. It was, yeah. Top secret papers. Yes, Katie, top secret papers have revealed that Hitler kept breaking wind during meals. So, at the end of that round, Miranda has scored a point. OK, before we move on, would you like to estimate how many text messages you each received while you were in the bubble, in your absence?
28 for me.
OK?
I'd say about 10, because I usually have to start the banter.
I would say very few. Could even just be, like, less than 5.
I'm starting to think now I went a bit high with 28.
Well, I'll tell you, Katie, you received 57 text messages.
No, I didn't.
Oh, God.
Miranda, you received 25.
Wow.
Oh, that's more than
but
I
Frank, you got 3.
Three in three.
text.
One text a day.
One text from David Baddiel. Dear Frank.
That's terrible.
David, and then 2 from Orange. Anyway, we have to go back to the game now. Let's have a quick look at the quotes of the week. Once again, one of these quotes is real, the other 2 have been made up. So the first quote is from Bono, which is, Barack Obama has the potential to change the world in a greater way than Martin Luther King and Elvis Presley combined. I think we can all remember what a great team those 2 made. Here's quote B, which is from Ed Balls. At half the schools I visit, my name is obviously quite an icebreaker. And C is from Alfie, the 13-year-old dad. I'm the daddy. If I'm not, f*** you all, I'll still be there.
I think we've got a lot to learn from little Alfie.
He certainly knows things I didn't know how to do at his age.
Yeah.
So if you could vote A, B or C now, please. Ooh, right, well, Katie and Miranda both gone for B, which is Ed Balls. But, Frank, you're correct. It is Alfie, the 13-year-old dad.
They're marvellous.
To be honest, we're not even sure if he actually said that, but we do know that he had it stencilled onto the back of a hoodie. Isn't that classy?
Is that real?
That's real. I mean, what is... I mean, it's lovely to see someone dealing with the media with such dignity. I mean, apart from anything else, though, look at the punctuation on that. Yeah. He's opened an inverted comma before I'm the daddy, then closed it twice, therefore creating a rip in the space-time continuum, as far as I'm concerned. And then, if I'm not, then he double opens an inverted commas again before and closes it all. But he's saying it all, so it should all be inverted commas. And it's him saying it should be Alfie Patton, colon, double inverted commas, I'm the daddy, comma, if I'm not, you all. Do you know how old the mother of the child is?
She's 15.
Yeah, the
That's
allure
like-
of the older woman.
Yeah. I heard that apparently her labour was so painful at one point she had to stop texting.
Well, at the end of that round, Frank gets a point.
Wow.